it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland crew? It's time, dear partner in Paimon, for us to turn our attention to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in the Spina di Rosula to handle the planning, construction, and operations. Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all-around experts. They usually stick to designing the event booths. We, for our part, handle long-term operations and develop standardized strategy guides for the different activities.
Long-term operations? Strategy? It all sounds so complicated. We spend most of our time adventuring, and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can handle this?
That's more like it. You've seen it all before, haven't you, partner? I'd even go as far as to say you've shaped some of Tevat's biggest business ventures. Anyway, first things first. Let's get an overview of how the whole festival's gonna be run. As you can see, our Fantasyland's a bit like a sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction. The Spina's only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience. That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning, upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. All of this requires... So, it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each business cycle to the most worthwhile tasks. As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time slots, which will let us...
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make, which means we have to use kinda like playing chess or cards then. Paimon thinks she just about gets it. How do you feel about it, Traveler? Yep, come on, we can do this. You mentioned standardized strategy guides just now. Does that mean there are non-standard?
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a wide range of exciting activities for people to try out. If we're not careful, some visitors might wander off and end up getting in trouble. And others might pick up dangerous props by mistake. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think of it like, oh...
Wow, if we're the first ones to test out the activities, but if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely on our skill.
Hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger. I also wanted you to experience...
Oh, those are two things Navia's...
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. All right, then. Let's start with... Both of you seem even more excited than before. Looks like your first trial run didn't disappoint.
Paimon hasn't actually watched that many films, but after trying it out, she might just be hooked. We should check out the film that it's based on.
Great job, Paimon. That's exactly what our enthusiast friends were hoping you'd say. They'd be beyond delighted to hear that visitors are curious about the films that inspired these attractions. Some have even been willing to contribute extra funds out of their own pocket.
Out of their own pockets?
That's right. While the the cost of the booth itself isn't. Take our official mascot. Many people have expressed interest in designing cushions based on her image. These cushions will officially go on sale at the next conventional. Sounds irresistible, right? After all, the fans are doing this voluntarily. Not for profit, but the more Mora ends up in Farina's purse, the better Surintendant Cheval.
Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that.
Still, we can't. The same logic applies to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland taken as a whole. Once we finish the standardized strategy guides, our attractions can officially be open to the public. But we can't take personal charge of the ticketing process. There's plenty of work to do at the various booths, and the park itself is a work in progress. We'll need to assign dedicated employees to maintain and manage each attraction. There's a recruitment section on the park's bulletin board. We've received many applications, and each candidate has their strengths. Our job is to match the best candidates to each attraction based on their overall performance. Once assigned, the staff will keep the attractions running, ensuring a continuous revenue stream.
Wait, so we've suddenly gone from being playtesters to heads of human resources? That's definitely a first for us. Just don't hold everyone up to your own standards, okay? You can't expect everyone else to be as capable as you. All right, time to review some resumes. Fingers crossed we'll get some exceptional candidates. Looks like this particular employee is really getting into their role.
You're both doing great. You sound more like bosses than I do. In any case, with this, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is now running a theme park is a long-term project. You won't make much if you... We're just about done with our current work setup, so let's take a short break and wait for this... Well, this cycle of operation sure got us off to... Well, the numbers might not look that impressive, but building on this momentum, we must consider rolling out more unique business strategies during the next cycle. To draw in the crowds, I've invited one of Fontaine's very own celebrity chefs, my good friend Escoffier. She'll be performing right here in the amusement park's restaurant.
So, is the restaurant part of our business strategy too? There are some...
The restaurant is up to standard, and the waterside location will make for a unique dining experience. The beautiful scenic reflections in the water create a... Ingredients, check. cooking utensils.
Hey there, Escoffier.
Oh, my employers are here. The president of the Spina di Rasula, plus the famous traveler and pie.
I'd say that if anyone here was over...
I'm guessing you want the traveler to help me decide the
This is the business strategy I mentioned, but this isn't just about attracting visitors. Her culinary masterpieces will just imagine, Paimon, if all you needed was a single ticket to enjoy all the attractions and taste...
Then Paimon come every single day.
Now, here's the twist. To get the most out of this strategy, the menu can't be made based on research by a certain food, so give me some inspiration every few... Now then, give me your hand. A warm and energetic feel. Your hands are calloused from wielding your sword, but still quite A sword, then. The theme this time shall be strength. All right, let's find out what strength... I've refined the sauce for these barbecue ribs. The mint extract in the seasoning leaves a refreshing but if you ask me, I'd say...
The artisans?
As I'm sure you've noticed, this park isn't... As their bosses, you have an Who knows? The morale boost might even improve their productivity.
Oh? If I recall correctly, you won. For several days after, the workers were all incredibly efficient. They'd finish 8 hours of work and...
Then there's no time to lose. Go invite the artisans over while these ribs are still hot. I'll prepare...
That's a great idea! You really live up to your reputation, Escoffier. Looks like these themed dishes are gonna make a huge difference after all. We'll have to make sure we check in with you regularly. The artisans are pumped and ready to roll thanks to that themed dish.
And perfect timing, too. Let's take this chance to take the facilities of our eclectic escapades to the next level.
It's all your...
Stop yelling and get to the point.
If you had, he'd have backed me up.
For real now? You'd better...
We should be able to attract more customers by upgrading the stall, don't you think?
That's right. Based on my business experience, an attraction will reach its ideal revenue only when that happens. We... Whew, that should be everything. Looks like...
Huh? Have we really? Thinking about it, we have learned quite a lot, haven't we?
Oh, not at all. I imagine long-term, but don't let that scare...
Whoa, seeing her from here on out, we'll be running the Chevron